Let's feel into the body and land in, centering yourself, bringing the eyes back to a centered, gentle gaze, just slightly lifting up, whether your eyes are open or closed. Relaxing the little muscles around the eyeballs. Take some deep in-breaths and releasing it with a sigh. Opening and yawning, stretching the jaw, releasing any tensions there might be in the neckline. Find a comfortable, relaxed position. Feeling your natural posture, natural ease. And let's take some deep cyclical breaths in through the nostrils and then pause halfway. Scanning the body for any tensions. Breathe into them all the way, filling the lungs. And sighing out as you move over into the out breath from the in breath. Feel that slipping over into the new release. Breathing in again, half breath in. Pause. And breathe in all the way to the fullest expanse of the lungs and slipping over into the release, sighing out. Keep going like this in your own rhythm, breathing in half a breath, pausing all the way in and effortlessly slipping over the cusp into the out, sigh, and release. In this way, as you practice this effortless slipping over the cusp into the release, let's contemplate the solstice in the same way. There's an in-breath, even a pause as we go through the waves of the deepening of the winter. As we slip over into the release, we're slipping over into the expansion of days, the release of the depths of the darkness, into the coming of light, coming of greater abundance and flourishing through the lengthening of the days. And at some point start to slip over into a natural rhythm of breathing in through the nostrils and out with a hum. No pausing at any point, simply flowing in and out, finding your own rhythm. When you're hearing my voice, just continue to breathe and hum, flow in the ebbs and flows of the breath. In through the nostrils, out through the nose. Feel that vibration moving up into the nasal passages. Relax the muscles around the neck as the sound starts to expand and radiate through into the bones, into the back vertebra, up and down the spine. And continue to scan the body to the very tips of the fingers, tips of the toes, up and down the spine. Mm. 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 Feeling into that activation of the voice. Mm. Mm. Let it be an effortless breathing and an effortless slipping over from the in-breath through the nose, over the cusp into the release. You can open the jaw a bit, opening the mouth to breathe out through the mouth and just feel the expansion of the jaw. Into an sound as you breathe out. In through the nostrils, centering, balancing the eyes, the nose, the lungs. And opening, releasing any tensions as you breathe out. Ah, 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 ah. Using the voice to massage the body, feeling that vibration rolling through. Can play with the pitch, moving from a low pitch to a high pitch, or a high pitch to a low pitch. Just notice with curiosity how the tensions in the body behave as you roll in this way, and scanning how the sound moves. Breathing in to center, balance the eyes with breath, the nose, the lungs on the in-breath. Expanding the lungs, opening the chest, and slipping over the cusp into the release. Let this be a balanced breath, equal in-breath and out-breath, even as the balance is in the hanging of the earth now between the summer solstice and the winter solstice, the longest and the shortest day in this expansive great earth. There is a balancing even as we are in motion. We are interconnected between these extremes. There is a quiet turning of the tides. Keep playing with the voice, your own rhythm, your own flow. Mm. 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 Noticing as the body begins to vibrate a little bit more with the vibrations of the humming, as the sound activates the cells to awaken in some way. Notice what you're feeling in the body, deep and into the presence, as the cusp turns from the in-breath to the out-breath, and from the out-breath back into the in-breath. Just notice that turning of the tide. Mm. How this shift brings a movement of the pressures inside of the body, creating a stirring. Mm. 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 Bring the eyes back to center, feeling that any tensions that may have arisen in the eyes are released by your intention to do so, and gazing out as if gazing at the horizon. Let's draw in some fresh light into this movement, this dance of the breath, this dance of the extremes in the body. As you gaze out the third eye, imagine that you're observing the rising sun, a bright light coming over the horizon. And as you feel that new day dawning, connect into the bliss body, connect into the rising of the new day, the joy, the release of the tensions of all false paradigms. As the dew evaporates in the morning, as the cold releases with the coming sun, allow the body to release the belief that there are reasons to attach to the traumas, reasons to attach to the negativities, reason to guard and to protect, and open into the rising awareness that there is life streaming in, warmth flooding in to nurture new life without bounds, without an ability to control this or quantify this new life force. It just streams in without question, without judgment, shining upon all humans equally. as they place themselves in the sun, as they align themselves with this new day. As you see the sun rising in the inner mind, bringing a white light that floods into your perception, feel that living light coming in as you breathe, and consciously release all negativities. As you vibrate with the hum into the body, open it up to release any attachments to the way things supposedly are, to allow the new dawning to flood in. As you breathe in, allow that white light to flood in through the third eye into the pineal gland, as if you're gazing, drinking up the sun. Humming its activation, the awareness of its being, and breathing in, drinking in this new light. Unconditionally, it floods in. Feel the body release its attachments, release the densities. As more and more of this pure white bliss, nirvanic light floods in. Allow yourself to surrender, knowing, the night is over. The tide is turning. And here in the southern hemisphere, the cusp turning point into the expansion of days. Mm. 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 Deepen into the activation with the humming as to sweep the body of any tension still held. As the hum rolls through the flesh, feel it as the waves might roll through the sand, lifting it, releasing the tensions, letting it drop a little bit more easefully down. Mm. 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 And deepen with that hum as you tone in, feel the deepest tensions released. And so too, let's contemplate on the depths of the darkness in the time of our holding of attachment, humanity's holding, controlling. May we release that grip of belief that we have to hold onto certain ways of being, that we have to control the boundaries in order to keep ourselves safe. And just with the breath, release those tensions to welcome the coming sun that rises into our minds, into our hearts, to speak the life force that says, all is one, and life flows in to one and all equally, And from within, the answers come. From the release of the attachment, the surrendering into welcoming new life force as the governing focal point, releasing attachment to the form and allowing the freedom of life force flowing through each body, even as you're feeling the life force activated in your body, breathing in new life with the breath and humming that release of the attachment. Feeling as you've breathed in that nirvanic light that's risen, a new day come, breathing it into the pineal gland. And as the sun really rises in the inner mind, as we're imagining this expansion of light, feel as if the sun is radiating from within the pineal gland now. And it's expanding out into the whole head and out around the brain, around the scalp, around the skull, a shining light. As you breathe in, drinking it into the pineal gland and humming out, expanding it into the space around, about a hand's width around the head, getting lit up in this rising sun. Really relaxing, releasing the lobes of the brain, clearing the space between the two brain lobes. As if you're feeling that humming activation vibrating and radiating from the brain into the airspace around the skull. Imagine this light like a halo all around the head, lighting up to clear the density, the attachment. No need for judgment, no need for blame, no need for fear, no need for conflict. As you feel this humming activation, allow the brain to release any tensions that arise in the form of thoughts, consciously allowing those thoughts to arise that are points of conflict, points of tension in your own life, and breathing that rising sun, that bliss into them. If there are any aspects in your own life or points of tension you are noticing particularly potently in your environment, use this opportunity to hum that release into those thoughts, allowing this nirvanic bliss body, this white light you've drunk into the pineal gland, to be as a radiant sun from within, evaporating those tensions like mist, like dew in the morning sun's rays. Mm. Mm. Feel the physical body vibrating with the humming. Noticing any tensions in the back of the neck that you might feel. Opening and expanding them. Lengthening through the spine. Through this massage and the physiology might come the release, the arising of new thoughts. Continue to bring that bliss light into, bringing those tension points, bringing those densities of those thoughts into this blissful nirvanic light, a pure white light. You can keep drinking it in through the third eye more and more if you feel the need, and expanding like a radiant sun from the pineal gland to wash the entire skull, entire scalp, head space in this white light, a radiant ball all around the skull. Any parts that feel a bit more dense to the left or the right, now released and lit up with this humming, allowing more of the light in to penetrate as you breathe in. Mm. 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 Any more tensionous points that might come into the mind, keep just humming into them, even imagining these vibrations moving through, releasing those tensions, transforming those points into the alignment, the balancing, the release, envisioning those scenarios shifting. Any need for tension removed. More and more bliss body coming alive in yourself, in those affected, in these thoughts, the scenarios pertaining them. Return your focus to that gaze out the third eye, leaving this light to be alive in the skull, this living nirvanic bliss light. As you gaze out of the third eye to the horizon, imagine a dark silver light coming alive, and you're drinking that light in through the pineal gland as you breathe in. That dark silver light symbolizes the Buddhaic body, the 11th dimension, just in from the 12th, that is the pure nirvanic bliss body, the pure white. As you observe this dark silver light on the horizon, breathing it in through the third eye on the forehead. Feel the density of the body as this is the first embodiment of being, open to the choices that may bring the corruption, but also brings the embodiment, brings the physical manifestation into being. Feel that dark silver light flooding in, a living light, fully surrendered to spirit, yet wholly embodied. Feel that densification of awareness is this dark silver light, like a color of mercury, gets drawn in. Mm. 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 Drawn into the pineal gland and radiating as a dark silver light force from within. Feel it radiating out and merging and connecting, attracting that white light to be drawn in to merge, forming a pale silver light in the side of the skull. Breathe and hum into this unification of these two lights, this merging of the pure white and the dark silver, forming a pale silver glow from the pineal gland. The merging of the 11th and 12th dimensions, allowing the higher dimensions to flood in, allowing the purity of being into the densification of matter. Balancing the eyes, remaining open in your perception to the feeling of what we're invoking in this practice. This unification, this blending, this allowing of the higher dimensions of being to flood into the self. As you do, release the tensions in the whole body, balance and align. Feeling, remaining aware in the area of the pineal gland as you breathe in. Centering of the eyes and hum the balancing of this pale silver light shining from the pineal gland. And then feeling that dropping down through the spine, your awareness dropping to allow an opening of the flow down the spinal column. Moving that pale silver living light of the merged 11th and 12th dimensions of being to drop down the spine into the top vertebra. As it does, it draws to it like a magnet any tensions inside the spinal column and the top vertebra. Humming in this pale silver light, drawing in and dissolving the tensions to radiate with more ease, and drop this pale silver living light down the vertebrae of the neck, and into the throat, down through the higher heart, the heart center, and down through the solar plexus. Relax the belly on the in-breath. Feel the easing of any physical tensions around the belly area. Relaxing and deepening down into the sacrum bone, feeling that opening through the spinal column. Relaxing as you breathe in and humming out into the base of the spine. And then slipping through, effortlessly leaving the spinal column and floating with the awareness down, even moving through the legs, down, out the feet, or slipping out the spinal column by the tailbone. Move with the awareness down into the earth beneath you. With that, release any tensions and feel this pale silver light dropping down into the earth, right through all of the layers of the earth, drawing the body's awareness into a deepening of relaxation. As you move your awareness down the depths of the earth and into the very earth core. And there you notice this pale silver light is becoming more activated, starting to spin. And the dark silver light and the pale silver living light, both spinning in opposite directions to one another to build up a potentization, a 0-point energy in this ball of energy that you hone in the core of the earth. Feel the balancing of the body. As your awareness drops, the body relaxes, and in the very core of the earth, you're connecting to these living energies and their potent speed of activation. Even hearing a sound as the pale silver light starts to spin faster and faster, merging. Impossible to tell the difference between the dark silver and the white light. This morphing, spinning ball of pale silver energy in the earth, potentizing as you breathe and hum into it. With every breath, it's moving faster and faster and faster, taking on a life of its own and a deepening of its frequency. And then as you hum into it again, it pops open to expand into a disk of light horizontally beneath you. Like an electric current that has the quality of unconditional love, a cool currency that cannot be controlled, cannot be manipulated, is pure vital source energy, cannot be damned. It's even folly to think that it can be controlled by man. It has such a potent energy that it washes through any attempts to control and manipulate. It can clear through even the most deepest traumas and tensions. As you're aware of this energy in the earth through its vast body into its atmosphere, this disk of energy spinning horizontally beneath you, bring your awareness to its very core center, and then taking this pale silver light from the earth core ball of pale silver light spinning, whirring in its sound, and breathe it in and up through the layers of the earth to come towards the body, drawing in this unconditional love light from the earth, the energy that is imprinted in the earth, the Christos currents of unconditional love, complete forgiveness, the merged Buddhaic and nirvanic bodies, and its potent potential to transform, drawing it up through all of the layers of the earth and bringing your awareness, the focus, to 15 centimeters beneath the feet approximately. Here, holding and honing this ball of unconditional love, energy drawn in with every breath and every hum more and more into the earth star, seeing this 12th chakra as a disk of light about 15 centimeters beneath the feet into the ground, and this pale silver ball of energy drawing the energy into it, attracting it in effortlessly without any ability to stop it, control it. You're opening and surrendering to it, allowing it to flow in, humming it into this point beneath the feet. Feel the release within your own heart. There is no controlling this light. There is no stopping the release, except by the hardening of the heart to refuse. The more you can surrender and release your attachments to control, the more this unconditional love floods in, clearing your 12th chakra, 15 centimeters beneath the feet, opening and expanding it, and feeling this pale silver ball pop right through and drawn up through the spinal column. Breathe it up to allow it to rise up through the base of the spine and through the sacrum, through the solar plexus. Make sure your belly is relaxed as you breathe in through the nostrils. And and rising up. Right through the heart. Through the higher heart. Any thoughts that may arise as you rise up through these points, continue to wash with this unconditional light through, surrendering the attachment to form, allowing more of this transformative bliss energy to flow through, up through the throat, and the top vertebra of the neck. Humming in to release the tensions that arise, pushing those tensions right through to the pineal gland and out the crown. Now drawing right through the spine from the core of the earth, these energies to flow through the spine, up and out the crown and rising above the head. Feeling that release above the crown and moving the energy line right through the sphere of energy to move up above the head to about 93 centimeters up above. Breathing right through and humming in. Humming into the 14th chakra, 93 centimeters above the crown, your first universal chakra, opening a portal for this flood of unconditional love to move through these lower dimensions of being from the earth realm and flooding into the universe, into the cosmos, through your own bridge that you are, the rainbow bridge of the spine. All the energy centers, the dimensions of being getting cleared. And flooding into the 14th chakra. We've moved with this light right through the physical body, right through the sacral, the emotional body, right through the solar plexus, the mental body, releasing the tensions up through the astral body, the heart center, releasing any tensions in the archetypal body or ways of showing up in this life. And we've released the tensions and brought this unconditional love light right through the top vertebra of the neck. And right through the pineal gland, the angelic body, our ability to see beyond this physical form to the purity of all beingness, and rising up above the crown, clearing those layers that link us into the higher self, and bringing the physical awareness up to that point just short of a meter above the crown, the pale silver sphere that is spinning and moving, drawing in energy right through the spine and penetrating deeper into the 14th chakra. As much as you possibly can, bring your awareness up above as if you're looking down on the body. And you're drawing in from the earth through the spine, this unconditional love light. Just centering the eyes, balancing the breath, the nose, the hum. Run this current right through. And this keeping this cord attached at that location will drop the sphere from that position 93 centimeters above the ground down again to open also a downward flow from the first universal chakra, drawing like energies through this open channel down into the crown. Can you feel the lifting, opening of the physical space of the crown? Maybe a slight tingling, a deepening of the perception, the awareness on the skin on the crown, as if a Light is shining down on the skull. Breathe in that flow of liquid light from into the crown and moving down through the pineal gland, drawing more light down, and down through the throat, through the top vertebra, mm, mm, down through the shoulders, feeling that opening through the neck, and through the higher heart, balancing the body to be more open to this flow, moving through the spinal column, opening the downward flow through the heart center itself. Pale silver sphere helping to hone the energy, drawing it in like it's getting magnetized into it. Down through the solar plexus, let's open and relax the belly. Down through the sacrum, relaxing into the body as you open, expand the hips. Down through the base of the spine, slipping out the spine with this pale silver sphere and this channel being opened, moving down into the earth beneath you. You can move through the legs or straight into the earth to come to about 30 centimeters beneath the feet in the ground. Having moved through the earth star, 15 centimeters down from the feet. And here, 30 centimeters down, feeling the sphere hanging and drawing in energy, flooding in from above, as well as from below, flooding through the spinal column, and all of your focus confluencing in this location, 30 centimeters beneath the feet. Breathing and humming into it. Feel it pop open as you take a nice deep in-breath and a hum into the sphere, popping it to open into the Maharic shield of the body, the disc of spinning light beneath you, expanding out to about 1 meter in diameter or more or less, wherever your vitality currently allows. Just feeling the spinning disc beneath you, drawing in more purity of love light to transform the very foundation on which you rest, the space with which your body is in touch with the earth. The gravity is drawing you into connectivity, humming into that sphere 30 centimeters beneath the feet. That's drawing more energy into the disc of light. And as you take another deep in-breath and activating hum, feeling that disc pop open to radiate through the field, washing up into the body, around into the auric field, running through the spine, up and down, and it begins to envelop, wash the entire body in a liquid light cleanse. See that purity of that light, as if it has the density of water. It is so intense, that light. And it is flooding through any parts of the body that still has tensions persisting, any permissions that you have given in the body for tensions to take hold based on beliefs, based on fears, based on attachments and concerns. All of this released as you now surrender into this liquid light, sound bathing you even as the sound vibrates. This light enters into the depths into every particle of being and into its very core, the pure potential into new. And as more and more of your dimensions of being are activated, so more potential exists to transform, to renew, to release, to work miracles through complete surrender into this liquid light, into this unconditional love. Mm. 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 And as you breathe this light into the body, allow your heart to open in gratitude, receiving this transformation in your own body. And through your example of being, through following the thoughts that arise of how you may be able to be of assistance in this life to any others that are finding attachments to control and negativities to be influencing their lives, to be attached into their beingness, your own example, your own very being can flood into their world through your thoughts, through your emotions, through your care, through your actions. And just feel in gratitude into this opportunity to be in alignment with the divine qualities of nature beyond the perceived limitations within the body, within the being, within our societies, within our communities. Whatever thoughts arise for you now in your own mind, allow this release, this relax, this liquid light cleanse to move through those thoughts, evaporating those control boundaries and allowing new life to flow into those circumstances. And with the gratitude in the heart, feeling how those circumstances are already transformed. Mm. 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 Few last humming breaths. Deepen the breath in to feel the whole body expand. Balance and align the influx of air into the nostrils, into the lungs, balancing the eyes. Feeling into the physical lifting as the humming lifts the cells. Can you feel the vibration into the hands and the feet? Let's take some care to notice. Mm. Mm. And with deep self-care to follow the prompts of your heart to nurture and nourish without needing to control. Allow the dissolving in the emotional body about how you need to be in order to shift things in this life. Simply allow them to shift through your surrendering of the attachments and the embracing of the gratitude that all is one, all is love. Even as you surrender into this potential, the unification of the hearts and minds of man brings the restoring of the abundance and the thriving on this planet. Let's feel into gratitude for our planet being fully alive with gratitude, every heart transformed, every mind softened to surrender into this allowance that allows vitality to flow in, the true currency of life force to flood in and remove the obstacles for unconditional love, remove the obstacles for thriving, for abundance to be manifest, beckoning in, allowing in, calling in a truly transformed world as we slip over into this new shifting of the seasons over the cusp of the solstice. So we call in the deepening of the surrender of humanity into this unconditional love light of source being ever new in every breath, in every hum, in every new day, in every restful dark night. Mm. Mm. Feel whatever you feel in the body right now as you breathe and hum, gently, softly, in curiosity as to where you may feel the vibrations and easing out any last tensions. Mm. 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 Easing out the humming, gentler and gentler with every breath until you cease the humming activation altogether, coming into a silent breath, feeling the influx, outflow of air, the presencing in the body, in a gentle, centered awareness, and deep, peaceful gratitude, and the allowing of the natural flow of the body. For a moment, see what you can notice in this vitality, this moving energy in the body. The energies that move down the spine to release, to let go, to surrender. And those energies that move up through the spine, and the becoming, the renewing, activating. And to both happening simultaneously in the body. Feeling that connectivity of the breath. Lengthening and surrendering the tensions in the spine. And welcoming in the natural rhythms on the earth that restores our earthly experience into wholeness, into bliss, and into the thriving of each heart and mind and body. In equal allowance. Through this life force, we are unified. And any thoughts of separation, distinction between us evaporates like the morning dew in the rising sun, to give rise to a new consciousness, rising from within the depths of the hearts of man, unifying us with all of life. Welcome this potential in as you breathe a nice deep in-breath. Feel that you're breathing this fresh, vital air. And with a sigh, release the old thoughts of control. Welcome a smile to surrender into the effortlessness of this. And when you feel ready, open the eyes, move the body, and step in without doubt. This new day is already dawning.